Samuel Jr. I'm the apostle and pastor of the Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATR. This is a platform where we talk to melanated people about real magic, real spirituality, conjure, mysticism, the ATR. I teach universal laws because, sorry, ma'am, they are apply and applicable to each and every one of us. What's up, my baby Scorpio and my stormy coming in here? I want to thank to each and every one of you guys. I want to say first of all, give a shout out to my madrina, to my padrino, to my oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Adjays. To each and every one of you guys, I want to say also hello to my air signs, my water signs, my earth signs, and my fire signs. What's up there, my Ryan in the house? There go Jeremy. There's Tree Rhonda Aries in the house. There's my Boaz in the house. There's my Demetrius. Appreciate every one of y'all. I want y'all to see this view. I was gonna do my live outside by the pool, but what I'm gonna talk about, I can't. Non-melanated people ain't gonna like that. So I'm in the privacy. I'm gonna be leaving a little earlier from here. I'm actually in Boynton Beach right now. I'm locating different spots that I can actually do my lives in, and also do conferences, setting up my opportunity to travel not only in the state of Florida but coast to coast. Where there's a Marriott, that's where I'll be. I want to talk about something, and this is as above, so below. This is definitely talking about Saturn energy. All of my Sagittarians, that be Capricorn and also Aquarius. This is something that I want to say before I get any further. When I say that I appreciate the support of my melanated sisters and brothers, I say sisters first because I am predominantly supported by melanated women. I'm gonna say something so real today, and I know y'all like say, "Well, you've been talking real." No, I'm gonna say some real stuff today, um, and it's a lot has to do with what I've been overcoming when it comes to my health. And I was talking to Mother Susan about this a little earlier. And this is what upsets me when melanated people don't pay attention. And I have been so accurate in everything that I foretold regarding what was going to happen even before President Trump got into office. And me and Mother Susan were talking about she had, they it's coming down the pipeline that they're getting rid of subsidized housing, and this is going to affect so many people. When I say I've been trying to get melanated people to get their tools, a lot of you guys do not realize that United States of America has a autoimmune disease. It is going to eat from the inside out because of racism. That disease, that idea is going to destroy this economy and the ways of life that we have known in the Americas. But melanated people were existing before America ever showed up. So I want to start there. I don't give out information without solutions. Our melanin is going to be our way of escape. Our melanin is going to be the way that we are preserved. Our melanin, because energy cannot be destroyed or denied or destroyed. Energy is everything. And the reason why I'm saying thank you to my tribe and to my members, so anybody that ever bought a product from me, anybody that ever bought a service from me, anybody that have got me to do work for them and they donated to my platform, whether it's super chat, whatever it is, these monies have enabled me to get into a better position. I'm not where I need to be, but I'm further along than I could have been without your support. Since that, many of you guys know that I got a job and I recently retired, but I support myself. It is very sad and it's disheartening that people will not hearken. And I said this about melanated people before. You're gonna wait till it hits your house. It walks down your driveway, your sidewalk, knocks on your door, and then you're gonna act shocked, and you're gonna want all your brothers and sisters all over the world to stop what they're doing to make sure that you have oil when you had every opportunity. I foretold this so long ago. I've been trying to warn melanated people to get ready and prepared. Things that you can do in the natural, absolutely. But there's no better preparation than to get prepared spiritually. There's always energy behind any change, positive or negative. There's always energy. I'm gonna say that again. Everything is about energy, frequency, and vibration. And the stronger your frequency is, the stronger your vibration, the less that this will affect you. I want to talk about on this Saturday medicine men and medicine women versus pharmaceutical conjure. And the reason because all doctors and all pharmacies are the replacement of medicine men and medicine women. We were very native to the ground, to the Mother Earth. And what the non-melanated people did or Caucasian people did is they came in, and what they did was allow a lot of us, as though they killed a lot of the elders off because they would never change. But they got the young people, and most people, even when it comes to our conjure, we have very, very addictive behavior. And drugs accommodate addictive behavior. Pharmaceutical provides you with an instant high, not an instant cure. Herbs, medicine women, and medicine men understood the the process that their medicines needed to take place with the body. And while we're living in a society and a people and a culture magically that want microwave results, and where that idea is coming from is that you have been medicated from, whether it was by vaccines, drugs have been entered into your system, normally most of us as a child. And this creates an addictive behavior, or addictive desire. Um, and they have chemicalized herbs and these substances and these minerals to have us addicted to something that cannot cure us. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the more people that return back to nature and the process of nature will have a better respect for cycles and seasons. People that work real conjure, work real mysticism, understand timing, and understanding being proactive. They understand addressing a situation at the bud before it gets out of control. People that have addictive um, behavior, they want emergency 24/7. They never want to be accountable for the things they do. Take a pill. They don't want to be accountable for things they take or say. They take a pill. Everything is to medicate. When you are a person that you want to learn magic so you can actually resolve issues, when you want to learn conjure where you can actually have solutions, um, this is why people that are on pharmaceutical drugs, these are the potions, these are the new churches. You keep telling everybody to leave the black church, but you ain't telling people to leave the pharmaceutical church where they are doing experimentation on their clients versus we try to solve and bring solution to our clients. I'm gonna say this to all these melanated people that are here dogging the church. To be just as much of an advocate for black people to come out of religion that you stomp and grind. How these black churches, you are not courageous enough to attack white pastors and white ministry, because you already know it's easier in this country to demonize black people, even if it's your own black people. That's why I say it's parasitic behavior. Then you would go to the root cause of why all this patriarchy could not exist without the white man. You wouldn't be attacking black men that are putting on and trying to emulate a white man, because that doesn't solve our problem. You attacking black women that trying to be like white women don't solve our problem. If you don't get to the root of the parasite, you're never going to solve the major problem. Because black people can grow out of behavior. Black people can grow out of patterns. They got melanin. Whether they want to or not, if enough of us raise our frequency, it will force the rest to shed those parasites. When I was talking to Mother Susan, and this is a real hard, because I see so much what I could help, not only Minister Mario, but my loved ones, if I had known then what I know now. But I'm just discovering. I'm sharing as I discover, as I make sense of things, as I test things. Guys, we in a real war. And people are not cognizant of what is taking place. When they get rid of subsidized income housing, it's going to affect so many people. And let me tell y'all something about chaos. When a regime wants to take over, the most important thing is to have people starving and hungry. You know why? Because it's hard to concentrate on anything else when your stomach is growling. The time will come that the American dollar would not be worth a dime. The time will come when your gold and silver won't be worth nothing. You won't be able to trade it. This is why your politicians and people that know what time it is, this is why they have offshore accounts. They have money invested in other economies. This is why they don't care what is happening to American people. It's not that they're ignorant. A lot of us and their families okay. What's up there, my twin? Christina L. Turner, Key making house. What's up, my love, my Taurus in the house? Let me tell you guys, the amount of people that I appreciate for your services and contribution. Do I know I'm striving to get into a place to get enough people with egg on sticks, to get enough people with members, because this stuff is going to cost. It took money to put us in these dilemmas, and it's going to take money to get us out of it. But it also going to take our melanin, and we need as many strengthened and strong. This is why Jesus, Yahshua said to Peter, "You can't strengthen your brother until you be first converted." Converted means to be transformed. Our elevations are essential in this time. Our contribution, our level of support is paramount, because these people, these parasites ain't playing with you. The reason I have so much understanding of what's going on, because I'm a natural conjurer. I'm a natural necromancer. I am melanin. And so I am cognizant and coherent when I see spells being cast. Spells being cast with pills. Spells being cast with pouches. What's the difference between a pouch and a medicine man or a medicine woman giving you a solution, and then they telling you to warm a rag or a towel and placing those elixirs in that towel, soak them up, and then put them on your chest or put them on where was infected? They're replicating the same magical practices, but they're utilizing chemicals, and chemicals destroy melanated people's body. You have to understand, just like AI is to replace spiritual consciousness, they're trying to use technology not to advance African tradition. They're trying to use technology because if they can't tap into melanin, then they're going to create their own systems of melanin. This is why you hear the concept of cloning, because they're trying to replicate melanin without having melanin. This is all this is about. Replacing us. We have always been in war. Since them people got here, and since they came out of Caucasian Mountain, it has been a fight for melanated people all over this earth. We're in a system that exhorts parasites. Feed the parasites, because that's what weakens melanated people. Your blood pressure is a symptom of parasites. Your mental fog, symptom of parasite. Your oral decline, you're constantly getting cavities. No matter how much you brush, no matter how much you have a clean diet, no matter how you floss, how you get the water pick. If you got some bacteria in your mouth, in your body, eating up your nutrients and taking a dump on your organs, wherever they may be, your head, your chest. I've been cleaning. I've been using oil of oregano. I've been using wormwood. I have been using black walnut to do my deworming, which is parasite in the body. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following me 2 hours, 2 minutes, 2 seconds, I ain't never been one to get on social media and spew jargon. Your inability to understand where we are in this season is alarming. For melanated people to not realize that we said we're gonna stay out of their mess, but it's to get us strengthened. We don't have the luxury of time on our side, because whether it's Trump one of those parasites gonna bring that war to melanated people. We know we in a war, but we ain't gonna fight when you want us to fight. We not gonna take your setups and your ambush to deal with the masses. Oh, we know what time it is. And as we become more enlightened and more of our brothers and sisters stop taking that pharmaceutical witchcraft conjure, so they can come online with their melanin, with their pineal gland. And see, I remember an episode of the Super Friends, and this robot was accumulating all the powers of the Super Friends. And Lex Luthor had a mechanism built into him. And if you study Lex Luthor, is always talking about neo or neuron technology. That's melanin. I'm so upset. They've been doing this stuff right in our faces through cartoons, through movies. They've been telling us what they're going to do to us. But they changed the trajectory of that thing by making it animated. Why? By making it a movie. And you don't see the relevancy in that. Our unity is essential for our survival. And you're not gonna, like that episode, Lex Luthor was manipulating that android. And that android had accumulated all their powers but Jean. Jean was from Mars. He was the Martian. But he had amazing psychic ability. And the reason I bring that up, when Jean let that robot copy his powers, that's when that robot knew that Lex Luthor was lying to him. Melanated people, once they come online, they psychic powers come on. That's why my psychic classes are so important to me. I know where God is taking us, but you got to be trained. You got to eat the right thing. You got to start cleaning your system. You got to start getting the right signals. When your head ain't clean, you're not getting the right signals. You're going to get caught up in the distractions. I have never been a type of preacher, gloom and doom. I have never been fear-based. I ain't never been that person. But this is alarming because I have said this. Thank you so much for the super chat. I have said this so many times and so far ahead of the game. And I'm still warning people. If I'm a true Sagittarius, my moon is in Aries and rising in Pisces. Sagittarius are notorious for warning people. Melanated people, if you practice any form of conjure, if you can't see the representation of your magic being done by doctors, nurses, a nurse ain't nothing but a midwife. That's all it is. The person that helped the conjure man or conjure woman to do their activities. There's no difference. We got a laboratory, they got a laboratory. We call our laboratories altars. They got tools, we got tools. That's all non-melanated people been doing since they got here, is copy melanated people. If I can't get into heaven, then I'll build my own staircase to heaven. If I got to steal, kill, and destroy. Who that sound like? You've been in church all your life. Who that sound like? Steal, kill, and destroy. Ain't but one race of people that have done the, not even race of people. Non-melanated people. Parasitic by nature. a transmutation. I want us to, I want us to understand it is not by chance, it's not an accident that we met each other, that you came across my page in the time that you did. And I know you think it's about you getting healed from your sickness, and you will. I know you think it's about getting delivered out of your financial affliction, and you will. I know you thought it was about you gaining some knowledge and wisdom and understanding to start your practice, and you will. But it's also about you elevating and being a part and a tool necessary for us to prevail against this flood that's on its way. You know how many people, no matter how many forecasts they get, that a tsunami is coming, they never respond. I don't care how many times we get warned that a storm is on the way. Get somewhere safe. You still say in your mind, you're going to be all right. You're not going to be all right unless we do what we got to do. We don't have time for this dreamy-eyed Jesus fanatics. We got to be prepared. We have to have our tools. Just like when the priests stepped their foot with the Ark of the Covenant into the sea, and those waves we gonna have to step. We gonna have to spiritually step. And you can't step if you're not rooted and grounded in the works of God. If you don't understand your melanin, if you don't understand your frequency, you don't understand your vibration, how can you connect with the universe? And we were naturally created to, bending the moon and the stars to our will as a collective. As elders raise the bar. This is so real. And all I can do is use my platform, my level of influence, to cry loud and spare not. Because I still realize that there's so many people not ready. You're not healthy. You done made bad decisions. You done invested in people and time and things that do not serve you. And you still got those patterns. You still got them behaviors. And we need you to be who you truly are more than any time. Right now. And you're not ready. You ain't dewormed yourself. You ain't cleansed yourself enough. You have not even learned enough to move from the space of discipleship to master. You're not even at a intermediate. Why do you think I'm sharing all this knowledge? Trying to show, because you can't tell black people or melanated people what they don't know. You have to show them. I got to drop knowledge after knowledge to show you ain't never heard that. Like you've never connected the dots because you think you are in a place that you are truly not. Our people are dying because melanated people are caught up in caucasity. So why are you trying to outdo a parasite? Why you want to be approved or validated by a non-melanated person? I just don't know. I do not know. What greatness can God give, masculine or feminine, than to make you in the image and the likeness of all things? It don't get no better than that. Melanin allows you to reach into the depths of the universe. Look at the technology of Egypt, which is in Africa. And look how they tried to portray that we were so... let me tell you something. A rhinoceros. An African rhinoceros was found in California. My point of bringing that up, we closer to each other than we think. And we have been fed propaganda. I know I remember seeing commercials about Africa. They were starving, flies, and naked. Who want to go to Africa when you only control what you see and your perception can only process what you have seen? And then you find out later as you get older and grown that that's a lie. It's a lie. Who goes out their way to portray a country that is greater than United States? United States even changed the map to make the United States look bigger. They even turned the map upside down. That's how important that was. Half of us don't even know that we are the Native Americans and that white people called us Indians. When somebody tells you a lie and they know it's a lie and you believe it, of course they're going to think you stupid. How can these be the people that built all this greatness? And look how, because without connectivity, let me tell you something. You ain't going to never know what was stolen from you and how valuable it was and still is until you start gaining that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding again. When you start embracing those sciences again, that's why you understand now. The more you grow, that why you kept our history from us, why you renamed us in your image and after your likeness. You understood, and I remember a passage, and they were trying to control the slaves, and the slave masters were having such a problem with these Africans that they got had. So this man came down and was teaching. They used to have seminars about us. Come on here, somebody. You think seminars just started in the church? No. White people have been having some. They want to get educated of how to keep these Negroes in charge. And this one guy that was teaching the slave master, he said this: you will never overthrow these people as long as they know where they come from and who they are. There's gonna always be a rise. If you don't understand, sir and ma'am, why I make it a point for people and educate people about who they are, because you won't go after your history unless you find out who you are. You ever heard or seen somebody get adopted? There's an innate desire to know where you come from. When they find out those are not my biological parents, the first thing inside your soul say, who are my parents? Where did I come from? The moment melanated people have a inkling or desire to be who they are, they're gonna know they're gonna want to know where they come from. You don't get on that path of history until you start finding out who you are, and it's gonna be an innate desire. And it's gonna take you down so many different paths because you're a multi-dimensional creature. You exist on multi-dimensional levels. You're made in the infinite energy of the divine. But without the proper food and a supply of energy, you cannot operate on your optimum level. If you don't get around other high vibrational people, plugging into that energy, that's why I appreciate every one of y'all that got Echo Stick. I appreciate every one of y'all got my psych class, my conjure class. Use my products. Because the intention of this wizard, of this sorcerer, of this conjurer, of this necromancer And this 5 second delicious side piece is to give you the necessary extraterrestrial energy that will take your DNA to the next level, which will advance your bloodline and put us all in a position of power and sovereignty. I'm 52 years old. No makeup, oil of oregano. I'm telling you what, silver, um, deworming, sea moss. I'm letting you know, and the reason why I don't care if non-melanated people uh know this information, because they don't have melanin. You cannot type into our sciences without melanin. And just like people, when you see movies when they kill the person, and if it's eye activated or it's hand print activated, they take the dead body, the dead corpses, and activate it. That's what they're trying to do with melanated people. They're trying to sex their way in. They trying to kill us up and use our DNA to try to unlock mysteries of heaven for them. This is why they take our bodies and they do biology autopsies on us and take our genes and our antibodies and create vaccines, because we are the mystery to health, wealth, and prosperity. The kingdom is on the inside of you, my sir, my ma'am. But you cannot get that without development. You can't get pain. You out of your mind enough. Now, pharmaceutical is powerful because more people have addictive behavior than sober-minded and rational behavior. Because real conjurers, real mystics, real agitators, we know that you can't throw a band-aid at a problem. That's why we seek real solutions. When somebody's not seeking real solutions, this is when you can tell, oh, for $5 you can get this magical oil and you're going to be rich. Anybody that know how magic works, we know that ain't true. Because some symbolize wealth, that means that I can hang around Jay-Z and become a millionaire or a billionaire. It don't work like that. Even in the power of symbology, there must be energy behind that symbol. You can't